welcome to Match of the Day for 3 fourth-round FA Cup matches, all between giants and potential giant killers, and the goal of the month too. The weather was just kind enough to enable all 3 games to be played, but unpleasant enough to put the classier clubs in greater danger, such as Arsenal at York City.
And Walwyn through the centre, and Walwyn, and Caton. Drama here in the goal mouth.
London's temperature made Orient's pitch relatively pleasant for their match against Southampton.
Looking for Steve Moran, who's free in the middle. The bounce took the ball rather further across than he was expecting. Here's Lawrence, and that's a good save from Wilmot.
But on the East Coast in January, one would expect only the brave to survive, as Grimsby took on Watford.
And now it's Coton's turn to come off his line, and there's Lund as he found the net. What a brilliant stop!
So let's start the action in historic York, where supporters of both York City and Arsenal helped clear snow from the pitch this morning to make it a more acceptable surface for the players to compete, in a cup tie perfectly representing the magic of the competition at its most dramatic. Your commentator is John Motson.
The classic FA Cup concoction as the full flavour of the competition comes to York. A tight little ground with a capacity of 12,000. The locals wondering whether York City, whose side cost less than £20,000, can topple Arsenal, whose team cost over £4.5 million. It's a day for dreams, and for nobody more so than 18-year-old Martin Butler, who starts only his second match in the York attack. Martin's father Ian was in the York side, which last met Arsenal in the Cup 10 years ago. Ian's 40 now, and he's here today to see if young Martin can add to the goal he scored on his debut against Walsall in the last round. Butler, one of 9 players who cost York nothing. Number 9, Keith Walwyn, 12 goals this season, cost £4,000. Number 10, Keith Houchin, top scorer with 14, cost £15,000. And at number 11, 19-year-old Alan Pearce replaces unlucky Gary Nicholson, who has a hairline fracture. Arsenal keep the side, which put 7 goals past Hereford, and this is not entirely unknown territory for them, because internationals Mariner and Sansom have played here in the past for their previous clubs Plymouth and Crystal Palace. Referee Don Shaw of Sandbach passed the pitch fit at about 9 o'clock this morning. So much work done by volunteers to make this surface playable. It's taking a stud, and it's York City in red shirts and blue shorts playing from the right. And Butler, number 8, gets an early touch. Walwyn's in the centre, and it's still young Butler. Arsenal in yellow and white. That's Brian Talbot to Viv Anderson. Memories of 1955 being stirred here today when York, numbering Tottenham among their victims, marched to a semi-final replay as a 3rd division club, which they are now. Talbot looks for Mariner. John McPhail across. Here's Anderson. Williams. McPhail was stretching a bit. Woodcock tried to turn. Talbot. And here's offside. Mariner goes for the return from Woodcock. The flag was up. Anderson. Nicholas couldn't collect. McPhail. Hay. Walwyn's offside. This opening 20 minutes littered with offsides at both ends. But once you commit yourself on this pitch, you have an awful job to turn and get back. That was Hazelgrave. And then Houchin. Mistake was by Sansom. This is Butler. Caton tried to cover, but Butler's on his way. Can he stay cool here? Ford! Ford had the shot, but all the build-up was down to the persistence of the youngest player in the side, 18-year-old Martin Butler, who latched onto Sansom's error, defied even Caton's attempt to stop him, and then set up the shot for Gary Ford. Well, there's the Arsenal bench, Don Howe wearing the cap and checking his watch, knowing that today was going to be a right old battle. Arsenal having to slug it out, figuratively, with the third division side. Butler laid it back to Hasselgrave, and Walden's onside. Now they've got a chance, York. They're piling players forward. Not a bad cross, and Pearce was there, but it wouldn't quite fall for him. That was a promising break by York, because for the first time Walwyn beat the Arsenal offside trap, and if the ball had fallen a little bit better for Alan Pearce, York could have been in the lead. Nicholas, Talbot, Woodcock. Crowded out, but Nicholas. Now Woodcock again. Robson. He's got Kenny Sansom coming up. Good play by the England fullback. Really good. And Mariner was waiting, and it was taken away from him at the last by Hay. A good run by Kenny Sansom, who's made goals in both matches since he returned. They're not offside this time, but Walwyn couldn't direct his header. Woodcock looking for Nicholas. Pearce. A first half of precious few scoring chances, spoiled largely for the crowd by the number of offsides. So York still haven't let in a goal in the FA Cup this season, but on the other hand, they haven't forced even a corner out of the Arsenal defence in the first 45 minutes. Well, you need a drink to keep warm in this weather. They've got a thermos flask down there. This match really a measurement of how far York City have come since Dennis Smith and Viv Busby took over here as the managerial team in 1982. There's a progressive board of directors behind the scenes at Bootham Crescent. And listen to Talbot. Good play by Woodcock, and Mariners in position too. Woodcock on the chase, and well collected by the young goalkeeper. There was no offside flag, and Woodcock, with Mariner supporting him inside, saw the chance to go, and he went nearly all the way. Good piece of keeping by the 21-year-old Mick Asprey. Just wonder as the afternoon wears on whether the temperature will drop and whether the pitch might start to freeze in places. Williams, Sprazier. It's a good-looking ball. Butler. Walwyn's in the centre, the only one who is at the moment. Still Butler. Good chip. Oh, Anderson, a fine header. But Walwyn half wins it back from Talbot and concedes a free kick. But York City there got round the back in the presence of young Martin Butler. He went for the line, and the chip cross was ideal. It took an England piece of defending by Viv Anderson to rob Keith Walwyn of what would surely have been the opening goal. Dennis Smith, the manager, is wearing the hat at the end of the front row there. He can make himself heard from that seat, I can assure you. And Mariner up against Hay. And well stopped by Asprey. Mariner forced some daylight there in the York defence by getting away from Hay, but the goalkeeper was calm and well positioned. And Sansom stays forward. This is where he could be a threat to York. Butler and Walwyn on the chase. Tommy Caton. So the play switches rapidly from one end to the other. Good play by Williams. Robson then. Only to Hay. And Walwyn through the centre. And Walwyn! And Caton! Drama here in the goal mouth. But it's come out again to Pearce. And there's a player down, it's Walwyn. After he collided, I think, with Lukic. But player's gone on. Not now. Well, suddenly, Walwyn saw his chance. The through ball had beaten the defence. Out came Lukic. Walwyn did enough to beat him and then took a clattering. And Tommy Caton had the presence of mind to get back behind his goalkeeper and make what may prove to be a vital clearance. Anderson. And Butler, it's 2 against 2. Still Butler. Oh, what a good effort by the 18-year-old. He really has risen to the occasion. Hasn't been overawed for one moment. And tried to do there on his own what others have failed to do by a more circuitous route. He went straight for goal. And Woodcock trying to pick his way through, but York so persistent in the tackle. Walwyn, Butler, Walwyn, Houchin in the centre, and he missed it by about a foot. Here's Pearce, wide. They haven't got their crosses in particularly well, but when Walwyn put that ball in, it was the right ball, and Houchin harassed it through by Anderson, didn't miss it by much. The third division team are giving it everything, and they're not far away from scoring. Ian Allinson is coming on, and the man coming off is Charlie Nicholas. Sprazier, Ford. Now, last week at Chelsea, remember, Arsenal were caught by a very late goal. And we're in the last minute. It's Butler, Houchin and Pearce waiting in the sun. Oh, Houchin went down, and the challenge, yes! Penalty! Houchin went down. Stevie Williams was close to it, but the referee has given a penalty to York in the last minute. You couldn't ask for a more dramatic finale. And Houchin, the man who was fouled, has put the ball on the spot, and he could put York City in dreamland here. It's all down to Lukic from the Arsenal point of view. And he's done it! The third division side score in the 90th minute. Houchin from the spot. And the fans respond in the obvious manner. The players know there's a few seconds perhaps left. Don Howe disconsolate. The press make their notes. The ground is in a fervour. Dennis Smith on his feet knows how near he is to a place in football history. Because if his side knock out Arsenal with that Houchin penalty, it'll be in the record books for all time. Hazelgrave offside. And how well Houchin did to keep his nerve. Who would want to take a penalty in the last minute of a cup tie? But he put it right in the corner, didn't he? Giving Lukic no chance. And we're in injury time, and Arsenal at the other end have got to try and save it now in desperation. Anderson is in there. Woodcock's in there. Houchin defending this time. 12, Allinson. Sanson. And Mariner coming in. And Williams. And Williams again. And Butler. Can he play the right ball? It's 2 against 1. Houchin's got to put it back to him. And Butler gets foiled by Robson. Senior. Hazelgrave. Oh, that was a strong challenge. And Arsenal are on the brink here of another cup disaster. And the crowd here, or most of them, just can't wait for the whistle. They're poised for the greatest celebration here since 1955. Well, Arsenal have left O'Leary up the field, hoping to break away. Walwyn must surely go for the corner. Senior. And out by Robson. And would you believe it's York City's first corner of the match? Hay to take the corner. Houchin is near post. Goalkeeper's come for it. And there it is! York City of the 3rd Division have put out the Arsenal. A marvellous cup moment for these underdogs who waited for the time to strike. It came very late in the day. It came from a penalty. They'll argue about it. I thought Steve Williams did foul Houchin. Houchin himself scored from the spot. And it's 1955 all over again at Bootham Crescent. Then they put out Spurs and went on to the semi-final. Now they put out Arsenal and go on who knows where. A great tribute to the way Dennis Smith prepared his team. Arsenal felt they'd done the hardest part, and where their season goes from here, well, that's the Monday morning story. The Saturday night story is glory for York City.
And they'll still be talking about this Saturday night story in York in 30 years' time. No one could have written a more dramatic ending to that game. It was old-fashioned Roy of the Rovers stuff, but with a touch of modern irony, the compulsion and discipline for players to get goal side of their opponents. Keith Houchin had stolen half a yard on Steve Williams, and Williams' first foul was outside the box. But the tussle persisted, and the brave referee Don Shaw, who was perfectly placed, saw the final trip and blew. Strangely, if Williams had tried less hard for his team and let Houchin go, Anderson was covering and could well have met any near-post cross first. Well, that's the science, but the joy is for York City. Brave cup fighters striking a blow for all those clubs up and down the country who battle for survival and just a touch of glory and glamour, once or twice in a lifetime. Well, another such club is Orient, who've had their share of trials and tribulations over the years, but all that was forgotten today as they challenged Southampton for a place in the 5th round, from which a semi-final place or even Wembley might become a reality. Your commentator is Barry Davies.
It's one of those very rare afternoons when London belongs to the Orient. The 4th round draw and postponements have combined to make Leighton Stadium the focal point of the capital's football. That's the lineup that Orient looked to send Southampton the way of West Bromwich Albion, who were conquered here in round 3. Teenager Richard Cadet, who scored the winner that day, is sadly missing, so Andy Sussex starts a game for the first time since last September. With Nick Holmes on the injured list, manager Laurie McMenemy, incidentally in his 13th cup campaign with Southampton, chooses a side which has 2 wingers, Wallace and George Lawrence, who's recently returned to the club from Oxford United. The referee comes from Oxford, Dennis Hedges. Well, it's a contest which brings to mind some of football's favourite cliches about pride and commitment, and maybe even the old chestnut of the cup being a great leveller. Here we have the 7th side in the 1st Division playing the 22nd in the 3rd. And the 1st Division team had the first free kick to be taken by their captain, Mick Mills. Won by Foster. Jones. Donnellan. That's not a bad try at the start of the match. loan from Chelsea, going the first test to England's number 1. Touch for the other goalkeeper, who is on loan from Arsenal, Reece Wilmot. He's here for the season. Silkman has been everywhere. Allen. Tom Cunningham. Good cover in by Wallace. Strong challenge by Allen. Godfrey. Silkman. Takes the free kick immediately. Jones. Oh, that's a nice turn. Well, he didn't get weight into the shot. Barry Silkman, probably the most experienced player, well, certainly the most well-known. This is his 8th club. Armstrong, rather blind. Castle. Hales. Sussex. Jones. Oh, beautifully done. Got to do it again though. Hales. Oh. Well, it was only just over the crossbar. But I must say, some lovely play from Chris Jones. Player who spent 9 years at Tottenham. It was the inside-out turn of a Johan Cruyff then. And then he had to do it again, and in the end set up the opportunity for Hales, which went just over the top. Armstrong. Looking for Steve Moran, who's free in the middle. The bounce took the ball rather further across than he was expecting. Here's Lawrence, and that's a good save from Wilmot. All Southampton get in the end is a corner, but certainly there was a great threat down the middle. Moran had stolen there unmarked, but when the ball bounced, it bounced a bit to the right and denied him going along on his own. Found Lawrence, and the shot turned over well by the goalkeeper, Wilmot. Curtis looking to make the run off the ear of Jones. Wallace. Really are attacking the ball. The work here by Silkman. Forced the turn. Armstrong. Lawrence. Good play by Banfield. Donnellan. Calmly done to Silkman. Nice footwork by Wallace. Curtis. And in the midst of pandemonium, there was a fair bit of style there by 1 or 2 players. Right. No doubt, I think that Chris Jones is enjoying a reminder of other days. Donnellan standing in front of a 3-man wall. And he mishit it. He being Castle. Seen more of the ball around his end, Peter Shilton, but he's only actually had to make 1 save. Curtis. Banfield. And we're 5 minutes away from the interval. Still 0-0. Southampton scored 4 times in the 3rd round against Sunderland. Orient have so far scored 7 times in their 4 matches. Back header! Oh! And it's up into the roof of the net. And Joe Jordan turns to take the salute. Two dive together, and the ball high into the roof of the net gives the First Division side their 5th goal of the competition and gives them the lead in round 4. Joe Jordan's 12th goal of the season in the 41st minute of the contest. And one has to say that on the balance of play, it's a little rough on the Third Division side. Indication from Laurie, just hold it tight until half-time. Keep your concentration, keep watching. Godfrey. Foul by Dennis. Jones. Godfrey. Another foul by Dennis, and the referee wants to take his name. Competitive to the point of a booking. There's a quartet to come from the left. Foster at the back. Lawrence. Corner. And there are one or two looks up into the sky on the Southampton bench. But that really was one that should have been hoofed into the crowd. But not for a corner, but for the throw. Silkman takes it. Shooting with the punch. And again, rather a flap, but then a really good dive on top of the ball to deny Foster. So Southampton hang on to their lead. Just a 4-minute gap between the goal and the half-time whistle. And the goal scored by Joe Jordan from the corner, a charge on the near post, and the ball up into the roof of the net past the despairing Rhys Wilmot.
Thanks, mate.
Hey guys, need a ride? I'm sorry guys, I can't take you all the way. Oh no, we're out of gas. Looks like we're here for the night. Well, let's get you two out of those wet clothes.
This week only at W.H. Smith. It's half price on growing pains from her, and it's good night from him. Good night. Spectacular offers. Think W.H. Smith.
I can't be the only one who wants to start earning interest the day I pay in a cheque.
Can't be the only one who wants to start earning interest the day I pay in a cheque.
Surely I'm not the only one who wants to start earning interest the day I pay in a cheque.
I'm not the only one who wants to start earning interest the day I pay in a cheque, am I?
Don't wait days to earn interest on your money. Lloyds TSB is the first and only bank to pay you interest from the day you pay in a cheque to the day your money leaves us. Don't wait. Switch to Lloyds TSB.
Virgin Megastores presents The Omen.
Don't let him kill me.
With limited edition exclusive sleeve for just $14.99 at Virgin Megastores.
You can't teach an old brush new tricks, so move on. Introducing Avon Super Full Mascara. Our revolutionary clean build brush makes lashes super full and super separated. Corner to corner, end to end, leaving no clumps behind. Watch as lashes get up to 5 times fuller. That's not just full, that's super full. So get the look, get the lashes. Ask your Avon representative or log on for new Super Full Mascara.
Have a brush with greatness.
Cravendale. It tastes so good. The cows want it back.
As a boy, it was his favorite place. Now, he's going to discover the only thing that changed was him.
Are they good memories?
The grand. A good year.
Only in this week's Closer, find out how I get curves in all the right places without having to do this every day.
Celebs plus real life equals Closer.
Yo, yo.
Come on!
Sexy girl will be choosing. I know we ain't losing. Yo, yo. Yo, yo. Oh, come on. Losing. I just stand with your losing. Sexy girl will be choosing. I know we ain't losing. Yo, yo.
Come on. Come on.
New Corsa from Vauxhall.
Oh yeah, love is a man with a big girth goal, to be fair. Love is an all-American college girl who like to feel British, you know what I'm saying? Love is spending your money on champagne, girls, and fast cars, and just squandering the rest. Who do you love? 50 greatest sportsmen we'd love to love. Sunday at 9 on the ESPN Classic is a beautiful thing.
Chris Jones, who had a good first half, gets the second underway against the team that, since they won the Cup back in 1976, have been beaten by the winners no fewer than 3 times, by Manchester United in 77, by Arsenal in 79, and last season in the semi-final by the Cup holders Everton. Godfrey with the flick, Jones, away by Curtis. Well won by Bond. Dennis. Joe Jordan took all the sting out of it, but here's Leo Donnellan. And here's Lawrence off the head of Castle. Oh, there were 2 in. Maybe they got sucked in too far, or maybe the pass wasn't very good. The real opportunity is wasted by Southampton. Wallace. Free kick against Hales. David Armstrong to take it. Fine save, no, it's gone in. He blocked it initially from Steve Moran, and then it went in off the post. This time it was a free kick, but again the foot of David Armstrong, and again a header of great power, which the goalkeeper could not keep out. So Southampton's first goal 4 minutes before half-time, and their second 5 minutes into the second half. There's a bit of class about that. Cunningham. It really does feel that if they could snatch a goal. Well, they came close then from Chris Jones. Still very nippy, Chris Jones. 28 years old now, but brought here by Frank Clark. Castle. And he was fouled by Lawrence. But the fullback never really seemed to make up his mind whether he was going to get up through or not. Went for a couple of trots, but never really got up full steam. And Lawrence challenged him from behind. The free kick has been quickly taken. Silkman curling a little bit, just past and off the head of the defender. It's the corner. Crowd desperate for a goal for the home side. Shilton's punch. Silkman. Barry Silkman trying everything he can to pull the right strings to give his side what they deserve. That is certainly one goal in the contest. Torrance. Moran! Well, dare I tell him that he actually had time to kill it and make sure? But it would have been very spectacular had he got it right. And Orient have played their final. Their big day has come and gone. Southampton go on to round 5. 2 goals either side of half-time. The first from Joe Jordan and the second from Steve Moran. 2 moments of class in a really hard cup tie. And sadly for Orient, they have nothing actual to show for all their determination, which played such a great part in a thoroughly entertaining afternoon. Final score, Orient 0, Southampton 2.
Well, there's nothing much to add to Barry's summing up of that game, so let's push on to our final tie. Remember, goal of the month to come, but first, what I thought was the best of our 3 matches. Grimsby Town against Watford, described by Tony Gubba.
With the open waters of the Humber only a goal kick away, Grimsby's Blundell Park ground is perhaps the most exposed in league football. But the raw East Coast weather has relented, the snow and ice have melted to leave a pitch that looks perfect, but which is certain to cut up. Both Grimsby and Watford make changes from the sides knocked out of the quarter-finals of the Milk Cup in their last matches. Grimsby have Peter Grotier, 34-year-old reserve team coach, in goal for only the second time in 2 years, as understudy to Nigel Batch, who has a stomach strain. Watford's midweek defeat by Sunderland has left them without 2 key players. George Riley and John Barnes are injured, so Worrell Sterling swaps wings to make way for Nigel Callaghan, and Jimmy Gilligan gets the number 9 shirt for only the 3rd time this season. Number 4, Les Taylor, passed a late fitness test. And it's Watford, with 5 of the team that lost the cup final at Wembley last May, who kick off, attacking the goal to the left. 8 is Blissett. Now Ford for Grimsby. This is Grimsby's 9th cup tie of the season. 17 goals they've scored in cup football so far. 13 of them have been here at home. Referee John Key of Rotherham, who made an 8:30 inspection, pronounced the pitch playable. Gilligan to Jacket. Once again, that ball carried out by the very strong swirly wind gives Grimsby a throw. Lund. Emerson. Wilkinson's 8. And McClelland coming in strong. Oh, a little spell for Grimsby here, the crowd getting their voices. Trying to lift the second division side. Oh, it's there! Steve Foley! A marvellous shot! Grimsby take the lead with a marvellous goal by Steve Foley. His 5th of the season. Signed in the summer from Liverpool, where he didn't make the first team. Ford was the man who went up to challenge, and Foley came in and hit a blinder. And that's exactly what this cup tie required. The second division side in front. Now Watford have got to go forward. Just listen to the crowd. Terry. Wilkinson penalised. Paul Wilkinson. Although the ground is cutting up, it's quite hard, about an inch or 2 down. that, combined with the swirling wind, is making it very difficult to control the ball. Conditions which certainly at this stage seem to be favouring the second division side. Watford not functioning as they would like. Now, what can Sterling do for Watford? Sterling keeps it in. Blissett with his back to goal. Les Taylor. He's done well, Taylor here. Good handling by Grotier. And a nice bit of football too by Les Taylor, because he looked as though he was shaping to hit that ball with his left foot, hesitated, dragged it just a little bit wider to open up the angles and chipped it back. Watford's best moment in a game where still they trail 1-0. Ford. Jacket happy to kick it anywhere, and it still isn't cleared. But now it will be, and quickly. Moore's header finds Wilkinson. Lund. And still he's got it. Oh, and he's given it back to the keeper. What a pity Gary Lund didn't turn around and see Tony Ford, because with Tony Coton so far out of his goal, surely Ford could have scored there with a chip. Ford. As the referee signals the end of the first 45 minutes. With these Grimsby supporters happy, no doubt, to see their team one up. Spectacular goal scored by Steve Foley after 15 minutes. Player who came on a free transfer in the summer from Liverpool, where he didn't quite make the grade, but he certainly has here this afternoon. Grimsby 1, Watford 0, and a lot for last season's cup finalists to do in the second half. Keep the home fires burning was once the message from departing soldiers, and it's not a bad idea here this afternoon, because it really is now bitterly cold, and the way that smoke is blowing around gives you some idea of the strength of the wind blowing straight down the length of this pitch. And Grimsby start the second half knowing that if they win this tie, they'll be in the 5th round of the FA Cup for only the second time since 1939. The other occasion was in 1982. And Watford will certainly want to perform better in these 45 minutes than they did in the first. Sinnott gets in the cross. This is Gilligan, chips it up. Blissett! What a start to the second half. Blissett's 17th goal of the season. His 5th in the FA Cup. Scored 4 in the 3rd round against Sheffield United. And what a crucial start that is for Watford. Applauds his teammates. Grotier will be disappointed. But now Watford playing with the wind, having levelled the score. It's 1-1. Wilkinson still in possession. Oh, and it flashes across the face of the goal and almost scooped in by Rostron. What a lively start to the second half. Blissett managed to get round Crombie. Grotier made an important stop. Blissett did well, controlling the ball and turning, got past Crombie, but couldn't get past Grotier. Rostron. Wilkinson. Check it for Watford. Now Bonnyman. Motson, number 11, keeps his feet. But Wilkinson wants to go on his own. Sterling. Oh, now Watford have got a lot of players forward here. Blissett's out wide. Gilligan's running into the middle. Gilligan! What a marvellous goal by Watford. And Grimsby were punished by the speed of the Watford break. Sterling did well in his own half to keep possession. He pushed it out to Blissett, who had space on the left, and a perfect cross to find the centre forward Jimmy Gilligan, who had the simplest of goals. And suddenly it's Watford in front, 2-1. Grimsby take this opportunity to bring on their substitute. Seagrave is the man who's gone off, and Bob Cumming who comes on, and Cumming is a forward player who likes to play wide on the wing. Now a match to test the fighting spirits of Grimsby in this their 9th cup tie of the season. Already the season's giant killers, having put out Everton in the Milk Cup. Motson. Has he knocked it too far? He has. Gilligan's second goal of the season. Blissett's cross from the wing was absolutely perfect. There's no defender goes up with the centre forward as he nods that into the back of Grimsby's net. Touched on by Gilligan. This is Callaghan. Taylor. Still Taylor. Callaghan. Oh, touched away by Grotier. And there's so much more purpose about Watford in this second half. Watford beginning to turn the screw. Western knocked it on and it's not cleared. Foul on the keeper. Blissett, the man penalised. So 2 goals in the first 10 minutes of this second half. Swung this 4th round tie right back in Watford's favour. Blissett. Taylor makes it his and finds Callaghan, who knocks it first time to Blissett. What a goal! A splendid goal by Luther Blissett. The perfect inviting cross from Nigel Callaghan behind the defenders, and Blissett tucked it away sweetly as you please. Callaghan claps his hands. Blissett's 18th goal of the season and now his 6th in this season's FA Cup. And the mountain bigger all the time for Grimsby. We must have felt after the first 45 minutes that they had the winning of this one. Agnew back to Grotier. Grotier has to come out of his area. Blissett, is this the hat-trick? Peter Grotier happy to smother that, and Blissett must have felt that he was on the way to a hat-trick. Wilkinson still happy to battle away. Just 10 minutes remaining. Will he get there? Coaten off his line to smother. Wilkinson, who got that last-minute winner at Everton and scored with only his second ever touch in league football 2 seasons ago. Now it's Coaten's turn to come off his line, and there's Lund as he found the net. What a brilliant stop by McClellan. Well, how did McClellan keep that ball out? Coaten had come sprinting off his line. He was miles out of position. It fell to Gary Lund, who did the right thing. It was right on target. McClellan sprinting back, somehow miraculously hoiked it away from off the line. But has that inspired Grimsby to a dramatic finish? Lund trying to find Motson. It's Lund again. Coaten thought of coming then and changed his mind. Now, inside the last 10 minutes, it's Watford's turn to find their backs to the wall. As Grimsby push forward, they won't want to leave too many holes for Watford to exploit. Wilkinson tries a long-range effort. The despair written on the face of Paul Wilkinson, because if Coaten had been standing in any other position than the one that he was, that might well have gone in. Kicks the ball downfield, and this is Gilligan. Drop for Sterling. Ford. And that's it, says Mr. Key. Graham Taylor, no doubt a relieved man, and I wonder what he said at half-time to his players. Because in the first half, Watford was certainly outclassed by the second division team, Grimsby. Trailed by that goal from Foley after 15 minutes. But Luther Blissett set them back on winning ways, scoring with half a minute gone in the second half. Getting his second after 63 minutes, and in between, a goal by Gilligan, which Blissett made with a cross from the left. So very much Blissett's afternoon, and Watford's too, as they defeat Grimsby Town by 3-1.
Well, a brave attempt by the Mariners, finally foundering on Watford's rock-like professional attitude, garnished by some fancy finishing. David.
Well, York City wasn't just the biggest cup shock today, it was virtually the only one, apart from Wimbledon's excellent performance at Nottingham Forest, which gave them a goalless draw and a replay on Wednesday. Elsewhere, the ties went to form, and in some cases emphatically so. Kerry Dixon scored 4 as Chelsea won 5-0 at Wigan in a third-round replay, and Imre Varadi got a hat-trick in Sheffield Wednesday's 5-1 win over Oldham, that in the 4th round. The holders Everton are through, with Trevor Stephen and Gary Stevens scoring in the 2-0 win over Doncaster. And Mark Hughes and Paul McGrath gave Manchester United a place in the 5th round with a goal apiece against Coventry.
And we shall be back next Saturday with 2 Canon League matches, but I don't think then we'll have stopped talking about York City. From David and me, good night to you.